On the lively streets of Atlanta, luxury vehicles were as much a part of the cityscape as the skyscrapers themselves. Among the elite dealerships, Apex Autos was a name synonymous with opulence, catering to those who could afford the finer things in life. The dealership prided itself on exclusivity, its showroom a glittering display of the finest cars money could buy. But that morning, unbeknownst to the staff, the ordinary humdrum of sales pitches and glossy brochures was about to shift dramatically. Darius Blake, a 41-year-old self-made tech mogul, had recently acquired Apex Autos. Raised in a working-class neighborhood, Darius understood the sting of being judged by appearances. Though his success had propelled him into the world of the wealthy, he never forgot where he came from. For Darius, buying the dealership wasn't just about fulfilling his lifelong passion for luxury cars. It was about transforming the culture of exclusivity into one of inclusivity. To assess the existing environment firsthand, he decided to visit undercover, dressed in simple cargo pants, a worn hoodie, and sneakers. When Darius stepped into the sparkling showroom, the contrast couldn't have been sharper. The polished marble floors reflected the gleaming chassis of Ferraris and McLarens, while sales staff buzzed around well-dressed clients. Darius took his time strolling past the vehicles, his gaze settling on an eye-catching crimson Aston Martin Valkyrie. Before he could get close, a salesman named Eric Kane, a man with a sharp suit and a sharper tongue, approached. Eric had a reputation among the staff for sizing people up within seconds and focusing only on those who looked the part. "Can I help you?" Eric asked, his tone flat and disinterested. "Yes," Darius said, running his fingers over the sleek curve of the Aston Martin. "I'd like to know more about this model." Eric raised an eyebrow, giving Darius a quick once-over. "This car is over $3 million, he said. "You sure it's what you're looking for?" "I'm sure," Darius replied calmly, meeting Eric's skeptical gaze. Eric let out a short, dismissive laugh. "Well, it's not really the kind of car we offer test drives for. Maybe I can show you something more affordable?" Darius's jaw tightened, but he maintained his composure. "What makes you think I can't afford it?" he asked. "It's just policy," Eric said with a shrug, his smirk betraying his real thoughts. "You'd need proof of serious financial backing to even consider it." A tense silence fell between them. Just as Eric was about to dismiss him entirely, another staff member approached. Tasha Rivera, a young woman working in the finance department, had been observing the interaction from her desk. She couldn't hold back any longer. "Is there a problem here?" Tasha asked, her voice firm but polite. "Not at all," Eric said dismissively. "I was just explaining the process to this gentleman." Tasha glanced at Darius, sensing the condescension dripping from Eric's words. "Sir, if you're interested in this model, I'd be happy to provide you with the details," she offered. Darius smiled at Tasha, appreciating her professionalism. "Thank you," he said, before turning to Eric. "But I'd still like to speak with the manager." Moments later, the dealership's manager, Paul Grant, arrived. He approached Darius cautiously, casting a curious look at Eric, who was suddenly fidgeting. "I'm Paul, the manager here. Is there something I can help you with?" "There is," Darius said, his voice steady. "My name is Darius Blake. I'm the new owner of Apex Autos, and I came in today to see how customers are treated. Let's just say, I'm disappointed." Paul's face turned pale, and Eric's smug expression vanished entirely. The room fell silent, with other employees pretending not to notice, but clearly listening in. "You're the owner?" Eric stammered, taking a step back. "That's right," Darius confirmed. "And what I've seen so far tells me there's a lot we need to change." Paul immediately began apologizing. "Mr. Blake, I assure you, this is not how we usually operate." Eric must have misunderstood the situation. Darius held up a hand. "Misunderstood?" "No, he understood perfectly. He looked at me and decided I wasn't worth his time. That's not just bad business. It's disrespectful, and it won't be tolerated here." Turning to Eric, Darius's tone hardened. "You judged me the moment I walked in. That kind of behavior doesn't align with the values I want this dealership to represent. Pack your things. You're done here." Eric opened his mouth to protest, but stopped when he saw the determination in Darius's eyes. He grabbed his belongings and left without another word. Addressing the remaining staff, Darius said, "Let me make this clear. From this day forward, Apex Autos will be a place where every customer is treated with respect, regardless of how they look or what they're wearing. If anyone has a problem with that, you can leave now. He then turned to Tasha. Tasha, thank you for stepping in when you saw what was happening. That kind of courage and professionalism is exactly what we need. I'd like to promote you to sales manager. Tasha's eyes widened. Me? Sales manager? Yes, Darius said with a nod. Because you embody the values I want this place to stand for. In the weeks that followed, Darius implemented sweeping changes at Apex Autos. Staff underwent training focused on inclusivity and respect, and the dealership hosted community events to break down the barriers between luxury and accessibility. When asked about the transformation during an interview, Darius said, "Luxury isn't about exclusion. It's about creating experiences that make people feel valued. That's the future I want for this dealership." Darius Blake's transformation of Apex Autos became more than just a shift in business operations. It sparked a larger conversation about what it truly means to embrace respect and inclusivity in spaces traditionally reserved for the elite. The once exclusive dealership, known for its cold, transactional nature, became a symbol of progress, proving that luxury could coexist with dignity and kindness. Under Darius's leadership, Apex Autos began hosting open drive days, events where anyone, regardless of their financial situation, could experience the thrill of sitting in and learning about luxury vehicles. Families brought their children to marvel at the sleek designs, and young enthusiasts who never dreamed of stepping into such a dealership found themselves welcomed with open arms. For Darius, these events were a way to break down the barriers that had kept people on the outside looking in. Luxury isn't just about wealth, he explained to a local journalist. It's about the joy and passion these cars inspire, and that belongs to everyone. The changes didn't just affect the customers, it reshaped the staff as well. Those who stayed at Apex Autos embraced Darius's vision wholeheartedly, proud to be part of something bigger than sales quotas. Tasha Rivera, now the sales manager, took on her new role with determination, ensuring her team lived up to the dealership's fresh ideals. She introduced mentorship programs, encouraging her colleagues to see customers as individuals rather than dollar signs. Her natural warmth and professionalism became a driving force behind the dealership's success. Stories of Apex Auto's new approach began to spread far beyond Atlanta. Customers shared their experiences on social media, praising the staff's genuine care and the welcoming atmosphere. Celebrities and local influencers visited the dealership, not just to buy cars, but to applaud its revolutionary approach to customer service. Within a year, Apex Autos saw a surge in revenue, proving that prioritizing respect and inclusivity wasn't just a moral choice. It was a smart business strategy. But for Darius, the most fulfilling part of the journey wasn't the financial success. It was the personal stories that emerged. A young college graduate shared how he'd been inspired by his first visit to Apex Autos and had decided to pursue a career in automotive design. A father spoke of how his child, fascinated by cars but intimidated by the idea of luxury spaces, found confidence and inspiration after meeting the staff. These moments reminded Darius why he had stepped into the world of dealerships in the first place: to create change one small interaction at a time. In a candid interview a year after his undercover visit, Darius reflected on the lessons he'd learned. What happened that day wasn't unique. Millions of people are judged unfairly every day because of how they look or where they come from. But we have the power to change that. Sometimes, all it takes is standing up and saying, "This isn't right and I'll do something about it." The story of Apex Autos became a beacon of hope and a blueprint for businesses everywhere. It was proof that respect, equality, and vision could transform not only a company, but also the lives it touched. As Darius said, luxury is about more than cars. It's about valuing people, and that's something everyone deserves,